so-called white men wrote the Bible. That's a lie. All right, Exodus. All right, that's a lie. All right, we cannot let you walk off with your lies. All right, Exodus 31. All right, and 18. Psalms 68 and 11. All right, there's so many scriptures we got to trample down that line.
That's right.
So many. The heathens don't keep the precepts, but the Israelites do. We have many verses to state what you just said is false. All right?
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 31 and verse 18. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone written with the finger of God.
All right, 2 tablets of stones, right?
God.
Right? And these is written by God's fingers. All right? Not written by no damn Caucasian come out of caves.
Like that.
Moses isn't a Caucasian. All right? Exodus chapter 4 and verse 6. Just to clarify that Moses isn't a Caucasian. Think what? The Most High is going to go to these damn cave dwellers. That damn steal, kill, pillage, murder, kill rhinos and poachers.
Why does the Most High have all those murderers on top, trampling on top of us?
This is the book of...
Oh, that's another question. I will answer that. That's a good question.
This is the
Why
book
are
of-
these guys on top of us?
That's right.
That's a very good question.
This is the book
That's
of...
right.
We're gonna deal with you with, because you asked a knowledgeable question, sister. We're gonna deal with you, alright? Are you gonna take off them trousers? Now you heard that.
It's not about me, it's about... I want to
It's about
follow,
you. It's about you.
Yeah.
It's about dealing with you with love. Alright? We love you, sister. We want you to make sure you get into the kingdom of heaven.
Your love is a little bit too aggressive for me.
No, the love is righteous love. Alright? Remember you got your mum, your dad, they say, yo, come home, why you never come home? Yo, just because they shouted you aggressively, that doesn't mean they didn't love you. Alright? It's an unconditional love I have for you. Alright? And you just taking it as a carnal mind state. We're not carnal, we're spiritual. You get that? So wherever you feel it, it might feel a bit harsh, but it's just passion. It's the passion I have for you, sister. Have you ever heard that word though? I don't waste my breath. You ever heard that word? I won't waste my breath on you.
Yeah,
Sister, that's wicked to say that to someone. I'm not wicked, sister. I will use all the breath I have until I die to talk to you, sister. You understand?
Yeah, but
All
it
right.
doesn't feel like it.
Right, we're going to show you the Bible.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 4 and verse 6. And the Lord said furthermore unto him, put thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow.
All right, so when Moses took his hand out his bosom, it was leprous as snow. So if his hand changed the color to look like a Caucasian, Moses couldn't be a Caucasian. So keep reading, let's just show you after.
And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again.
Put it back into thy bosom again.
And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh.
All right, so this is a depiction of it. This isn't Moses, this is the depiction, right? The same verse you read to you. Exodus chapter 4 and verse 6. He put it out his bosom, look, it turned leprous, white as snow. But when he put it back in, it turned back his original flesh. So Moses cannot look leprous. Moses, that was given the tablets written by God, Yahweh, all right, he is not no damn Caucasian, according to the Bible. You understand this, right? That's easy to explain, right? All right? Because you've been thinking that Caucasians have been gave you the Bible and read the book. No, the Most High made the Caucasians give us back what belongs to us. Because Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 11. Isaiah 28 and 11.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 11. For stammering lips and another tongue when we speak to his people.
This is a tongue we don't understand. We were speaking Hebrew, but because we have been stolen from a people, all right, Jeremiah, all right, hold that what you got here, Jeremiah, all right, from the stammering lips and another tongue trying to speak to his people. Yeah, that's it, yeah, all right, so this is a stammering tongue, this is another lips, all right, he's speaking to us in this tongue, all right, Exodus, this is the perfect time to bring it out now. Exodus chapter, Ezekiel chapter, our heads will be hard against their heads, chapter 2. Chapter, yeah, go, you know, then, yeah. What did we just read? 17 and 4. Yeah. Alright, bring out that picture. Go ahead, picture.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
So we've been discontinued from our heritage. Alright? The Most High has discontinued us from our heritage. There's a question you asked earlier on, right?
That I gave thee.
So that He gave us. Alright?
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
And now we're serving our enemies in a land which we know not, for lacking faith, for disobeying commandments.
For ye have kindled a fire in my anger.
So He's upset when we go with the other nations. That's angry when we do what Solomon did and what Samson did. He's very angry. Go on.
Which shall burn forever.
Which shall burn forever. Right? That's right. Yeah, that's what it's going to burn forever. Go on, Ezekiel chapter 3. Yeah. On verse 4.
This is Ezekiel 3 and verse 4. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get thee into the house of Israel.
So Isaiah 58, what we read earlier on, right? Go, cry aloud, spare not. All right? Show thy sins to the transgression of the Israelites.
And speak with my words unto them.
So speak with them according to the commandments and the laws and the statutes, right?
For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech.
So we're not sent to these other nations. We're only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You remember the Messiah saying that, right? Go not unto the Gentiles, neither to the city of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of the Israelites, right? So we're answering your questions bit by bit. Now you should be like, how do you know that you're an Israelite? That would be another good question to ask, isn't it? All right?
And of an hard language, but to the house of Israel, not to many people of a strange speech, and of an hard language.
So you see that, a stammering tongue and another lips. All right? He hasn't sent us to people with a strange speech. All right? That's why we brought the Bible in English. All right? Because we would be scattered to all nations, discontinued from our heritage, and the enemies have got us speaking another language. So He's made it known for us. The Bible's written in Arabic, it's written in Amharic, it's written in Mandarin, it's written in Latin, it's written in Greek. The Bible's written in how many different languages, sister? Let's be serious. Alright? So now, Spanish, let's not forget Spanish. Now He have it in every language where we've been scattered amongst the heathens. For a reason. Alright, so we can come back to Him. You understand?
Whose words thou canst not understand. Surely I had sent to thee, surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee.
So if we were sent to the heathens, they would have listened. But as soon as we told the heathens, yo, you know that you're an Edomite, God don't like you, they don't want to listen. Understand? If we said that if God loves the whole world, they would have listened. But God only loves the world of the Israelites. Alright? He hates the Edomites. Alright? As it is written in Malachi, as it is written in Romans. Alright?
Verse 7, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee.
But the Israelites, like you said earlier on, how comes we can talk to this guy and he's listening, but our people won't listen? Because it says it there in Ezekiel. Alright? We can talk till the cows come home. These are people, many are called, but few are chosen. Alright? Narrow is the gate, but broad is the way to destruction. It's not this Bible ain't for everybody. It's for the 144,000, 12,000 out of each of the tribes.
That's right.
And it's for the 1/3 of the Israelites that are willing to repent and seek the kingdom.
But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me.
They will what?
They will not hearken unto me.
So look, if they don't hearken unto us, they don't hearken unto God. They don't hearken unto Yahweh. So it's evident. We've already been warned that we're going to get scoffers, that we're going to get mockers, that they're going to clown us. Now look at these guys with the bandanas on and the meat trees and the fringes on. With what they wearing? Is that some dress? You know what I mean? They mock us. They clown us. Oh, look at these Bible bashers. Alright? But now, because they're getting damn poisons everywhere, people are waking up to know God is real. The mark of the beast, these things are happening. Earthquakes, landslides, red waters, blood moons, alright? Wars kicking off, Brexit kicking in, the end things. Huh?
All these same things that you're talking about here, distractions were happening from in the days of Kemet.
Well, yeah, this destruction has been given to Abraham before Kemet. This word was always given us.
This is what is happening now is not new. It has happened from...
Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. Right? Every time the Most High brings destruction, all right, to set amendments. Scourges are made for amendments because He amends ways. So right now, this place needs scourging. It needs amending.
So what do you Israelites going to do? Why are you still in this place that needs amendment? Why are you not into the land where you're supposed to be in according to God?
Okay, because
move to the land where
because Revelation chapter 2 and verse 26. I should ask the question, innit? We're going to go to another Revelations. We're going to show her Revelations because she wants to know why we don't pray them, right? Revelation 14 and 8 and 9 or 10. Right, yeah, bring it up.
This is the book.
Start 25, yeah.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. He that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him I will give power over the nation. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Right, so you see what he's saying there, right? He that hold fast. You get that? Read it again. I don't think she was looking at me.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
What?
Hold fast till I come.
Alright, jump up.
Hold fast till I come.
Get ready to run.
Hold fast till I
We
come.
need to hold fast. Alright, to what we've got till He comes. Alright? Go on, brother. Revelation.
This is the book of Revelation 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
Alright, you need to have patience. Alright, you need to hold fast. Alright? You need to know, like, you know what I mean? Not to be jumping up and moving anywhere right now. We're just holding fast, but being patient. Alright, does that answer your question? Because right now, who's going to deliver us? Alright, no one can deliver us. We have to wait for a deliverer. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 68. I'll show you something. This is in the curses. Like we can't jump up and save ourselves.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So for disobeying the commandments, this is what happened to us. Keep reading, bro.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Alright, you're not going to see it no more again.
And then ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Alright, wait. You know these are books, right? They're a different collection of books all together, right? So when you got a book, you got an author. And what does the author do? He authorates it, right? And he writes it to somebody. Alright, it's not the book. If there's a book about cooking, that's not going to be for the electricians. It's about the people, the chefs need to get that bit, right? So all these books, they're lessons. And all these lessons are for the Israelites. Right? That's why we can use precepts where we go to one book in Isaiah, go to one book in Revelation, go to one book in Deuteronomy. All these books all talk about the Hebrew Israelites. Alright? That's why it's easy for us to understand. Alright? So look, he says, the book of Deuteronomy, before we go on, go to chapter 1. The first, remember we got a letter, right? It says, to their so-and-so. Alright? And it says, sincerely, the author, right? Of the letter, right? Same thing in the Bible. Okay? We got at the beginning, it shows Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. Alright, go.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Unto who?
Unto all Israel.
So the book of Deuteronomy was spoken or written for the Israelites. So let's go.
This is the book.
Deuteronomy 28.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So who was put on ships? Who was put on ships? Who was put on ships?
The Israelites.
Okay. So who was put on ships in history?
Well, black people were put on.
So what are we then?
Well, according to that, some of us are Israelites.
Yeah, the Israelites, yeah. Alright? And no man shall what?
And no man shall buy you.
So there's no one getting 40 acres and a mule. There's no, what's it called, negotiations, repatriations.
No one to buy us, but we were already sold.
No, but no one is going to be able to buy us back. We shall be sold to our enemies, and no one is going to redeem us back.
Okay.
Alright? But we have a redeemer. That's the Messiah. He tells us to hold patient until he comes. Alright? Because no man knows the time of the hour. Get that? Nothing from Oh yeah, Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 14. Alright? Give me the Matthew 24. Alright? Verse 34.
This is the book of Matthew.
It says, that day,
This is the book of Matthew 24 and 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man,
Exactly.
no, not the angels of heaven,
So
but
like-
my Father only.
So you're like, wow, what are we doing here? Why didn't we get up and go? No, we don't know what we're going to do. Where are we going to get up and go? We go over there, there's still captivity over there. We go where? Where would we go? What would be a good place to go? If we are, why are we still here? Where are we going to go? Anywhere we go, the earth has been given to the hands of the wicked. We have to wait for the prophecy of Daniel to be fulfilled. The iron,
The earth is given to the hands of the wicked, we just said, right?
Job
And
9:24.
that
We're
was
still in
the
this.
Lord who gave the earth
Yes.
to the hands of the wicked.
Exactly.
He did that to us
Yes, he done that to us. Exactly, yes.
because they say we did something wrong to him.
No, because Deuteronomy. Right, no, because Deuteronomy, chapter.
It's the bait.
Yeah.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Jehovah thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Exactly. We were put in this condition because we didn't hearken. We didn't listen to the Most High. And he set up the basis of men to rule over us. This is the basis of men. Ezekiel chapter 7 and 21. This is serious. He set up the basis.
That's right. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and verse 21. 21. And I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey,
That he gave our lands to the hands of the strangers for a prey.
and to the wicked of the earth.
And to the what?
And to the wicked of the earth.
The earth is given to the hands of the wicked.
For a spoil,
For a
and they
spoil.
shall pollute it.
And they've polluted it. Alright? Read this one. That's what they've done to us.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come.
Wait, Matthew. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 16 verse 14. Therefore, behold, the day come, saith Yahweh, that it shall be no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahweh liveth, that brought the children of Israel from the land of the north.
From where?
From the land of the north.
So look, that's going to happen soon. We're not going to run away and hide anywhere. The Most High says, yo, where would we go to hide? Alright? There's nowhere to hide.
And from the land whither he have driven them.
So wherever we've been driven, that's where he's going to deliver us from. We've been driven to England. Alright? We've been driven to the four winds of the earth. Alright?
And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
Alright? And that's what we got to hope and pray for. Alright? That's what we're out here teaching our people for. That's why we might be a bit austere, we might be a bit raw, but it's the passion we have when we see our people destroying themselves. It's not a nice feeling, you know? Israelite, hey brother, bro, amigo, Israelites, alright? We are Israelites, God's chosen people, alright? We are special people, alright? Keep God's commandments, alright? Read from Bibliosa, yeah? Bibliosa, yeah? Woman dress, nice, beautiful dress. Alright, nice dress.
This is one for another one, sister. This is Leviticus chapter 19 verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
So what we're doing up here, sister, we're not hating them, alright? They might hate us because we love them. When we show them love, they might hate us, but we don't care, alright?
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
We need to show them love. Open rebuke is better than to love someone in secret. I can't love you and not tell you, careful, there's doo-doo over there, and then you step in it, then you bring it back home, and then you bring doo-doo all in the house. You know what I mean? I need to say, yo, mind out for the doo-doo. Alright? Because open rebuke is better than secret love.
And not suffer sin upon him.
Alright, we have to rebuke you and make sure you don't suffer in that sin. When people say, oh, God can judge me, God judges people with lightning, thunder, peace. He judges people with treacherous ways.
He's doing that right now. Oh, look at all what's going on in the world.
So that's just the start. That's just a little flicker with the flame. Wait until he starts Bunsen burner in the place. Alright, it's gonna get serious.
Said he has long time held his peace.
He's long time held his peace. Isaiah chapter 52.
This is Proverbs 27 and verse 5. Open rebuke is better than secret love.
Alright, bring it.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 14. I have long time held in my peace. I have been still and refrained myself.
He's been keeping grace. Right now, the Most High is being humble. He's giving everyone a grace period to get their act together. Alright?
Now, I will cry like a travailing woman.
Now, when a woman is travailing like childbirth, that cry is really loud. So when the Messiah comes, he's like, ah! He's gonna cry. Ain't no time for no, oh, let's speak smooth, you're being a bit too harsh. He's gonna come like a travailing woman. Ah! Angry.
I will destroy and devour at once.
He's gonna destroy. There ain't no sweet, smooth thing with the scriptures. There's lamentation, there's mournings, there's woes. There's destruction. The prophets that prophesy peace and safety, alright? You're a madman. Yeah, well, you missed, didn't you? Alright, go on.
I will make mountains waste. I will make waste mountains and hills.
He's going to make waste mountains and hills. Now, mountains and hills in the Bible, alright, is depicted as nations, as people, alright? Well, and I'll show you that quickly, alright? We're just going to do a quick precept for the system, alright? Because you need to understand mountains and hills. Give me the book of Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 6. Right? He's going to make mountains and hills. Right?
This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 6. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and an everlasting mountain was scattered.
See that? Everlasting mountains were scattered. So everlasting mountain means a big army, a big force. All right? Government systems were scattered. Mountains can't be scattered. You understand? Because he says, look, in the first verse, that he drove asunder the nations. Nation is another biblical understanding of mountains. Like Israelites were sheep. Like, that's understanding, right? The word is like wine and water and bread. You understand? That is another depiction of biblical understanding. Israelites are the lost sheep, but now we are found with the truth. Right? And mountains and hills are
the hills, perpetual, and the perpetual hills did bow.
How do hills bow down? How do mountains scatter? So this is another parable or a dark saying in the Bible. So when he says he's going to make waste hills and mountains, he's talking about the other nations. All right? And the nation of Israel that don't want to listen.
His ways are everlasting.
His ways are everlasting. There are people that think that his ways are just sometime.
In the Bible there, no one can tell us when what do you call it, Yeshua?
Yahawashah.
Yeah, no one can tell us when he was born.
Yahawashah.
When was he born in the Bible there? As they say, the Bible is for us. It's for the Israelites.
Yeah.
So, even the same King James Bible there, I've got a clear understanding, looking at it from the point of view, if you're saying King James is black, then I can understand you.
We're not black Israelite. It's an Israelite. King James is an Israelite.
It's an Israelite.
Because black is a colour, isn't it? Like, we're not the colour of your trousers. So we're like, but so-called black. Yeah, so-called black. Yeah, we get it.
Alright, it's an Israelite.
Yeah,
So, the question is, how come no one is able to tell us when this Yeshua was born?
Yeah, but sister, we're living right now in the time AD, after the death of the Messiah, right? 2021 AD. The world is at 2021 years old. It's older than that, right? We're only telling time after he died. Right? AD means the after the death of the Messiah. BC means before the Messiah.
I thought AD meant in the year of the Lord.
It means after death.
After the death of the Messiah. And BC means before Christ. AD means after death.
I know BCE and all the Latin, I know, but I was a little far from, I know it doesn't do with the Latin version of calling.
AD after death. It's an abbreviation for after death. We're in the year 2021 AD. Alright? So, sister, that's not even what we're here to talk about. You know what I mean? We're here to talk about, alright, the Messiah died, that's a passionate thing, you know what I mean? All praises to Yahweh Bar Shem Yahweh, alright? But we're breaking down strongholds right now.
Yeah.
What's your nationality, sister? There you go. We ain't broke the stronghold yet. What does God call us? According to Deuteronomy, right?
Yeah.
Fitting these conditions,
Yeah.
what does God call us?
Well, you said the Bible calls us Israelites.
God.
Right.
God calls us Israelites,
Yeah.
right?
That's right.
Yasha Allah in the Hebrew.
Yeah. So,
Alright? So are you happy calling yourself a Jamaican? Because come on, like you was before that you was called what, Ghanaian or Nigerian. So like, are you happy just letting them call you anything they want to call you?
I'm not.
Oh, I'm a Jamaican, I'm a Bajan, I'm a Trinidadian, like, I'm a Caribbean, I'm a West Indian. You know, Western is a direction. West is a direction. India means savage. Indian. Alright? We are not the direction of the savages. Alright? That makes no common sense to be a direction. We are, in the Bible, there's Egypt, There's Ethiopians, Cushites. There's Romans. There's Greeks. There's the book of Hebrews. All right. We are not. We are. You understand? The biblical Israelites. Yasha Allah and the Hebrews, princes of God.
So who are the Cushites?
Are the Ethiopians. We're not Cushites. We're not Hamites. Right? We don't come out of the seed line of Noah's son Ham. We come out of the seed line of Shem. All right? And through Shem, there's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right?
So Japhet, Ham, and Shem, what are they? Are they black, white, and some yellow?
No, they're all just black, they're all dark, they're all black. So-called black. All right? And the white nation started with the people of Esau. Esau, not Shem, no. Through the bloodline of Shem. Abraham had a son, Isaac. And Isaac had two sons, Esau and Jacob. Alright, and they become...
This is what we're telling the guy, this was stuff.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. And these are the two sons of Isaac. Alright? And the red people, they're the Edomites. That's what we was telling the guy that came up. That he comes from them, that's the nation that he comes from. When we read the book of Genesis.
The Jacobians are what?
You put it, we're Jacobians.
Yeah.
That sounds like
The Jacobites.
the Jacobites. The Jacobians. That was a good one. No, right. Look, we are the Israelites. We are Yasha Allah. Because Jacob's name got changed to Israel. It means Prince of God, Prince of your power.
Israel was Jacob.
Israel is Jacob. His name got changed to Prince of Power. Alright, Genesis. Alright, bring it up. Alright, we wanna hold righteous names. We don't wanna have names that given us by the heathens. Alright? Oh, come here, boy. Come here, dog. Like, come here, coon. Alright?
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32 and verse 28.
Look at these names they gave us. Slave, coon, nigger, boy, Afro-American, Afro-British, Black British.
Now we're African, Caribbean.
Now we're Caribbean or like West Indian.
British Caribbean.
Jamaican. Like, what names are these? These names are stupid. You know what I'm saying? Let's find out what the names that the righteous man says that we're holy. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. We need to show the sister some beautiful scriptures. The scriptures are beautiful, you know. We might get into the wrath and how he's going to come with vengeance and his long time held his peace. But the Bible says, yo, to the peace, he's a comforter to the ones that want to love him and keep his commandments. Read this. One second, let's read this.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 28.
Let's start at 26.
Verse 26. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thee bless me.
So Jacob was wrestling with an angel, all right? And he was wrestling, and the angel said, let me go, all right? I got somewhere to go. The day is breaking, I got another mission to do. Jacob said, I got hold you down until you give me a blessing. You give me, you know what I mean? I want a trophy. I want something out of this. Like, you just come and just fight me out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Where's my reward? All right? I'm not going to let you go till you bless me. Right?
Verse 27. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob.
What's your name? All right? He says, my name is Yaikwa.
My name is Yaikwa.
Supplanter. All right? Read.
Verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel.
But what?
But Israel.
Yeah, come.
For as a prince hast thou powered with God.
All right, and that's what's happened. All right,
and with man.
So we are called the Prince of Power. So we don't want a name like wood and water. Jamaica means the land of wood and water. That name there. Just look at that name, like.
But
in land of wood and water.
The thing is that it's all well and good you said, because it's only last night that I come across that saying again about Jamaica being the land of wood and water. But there's nowhere, if I'm traveling anywhere in the world now,
We can't hear you. Please, take the thing.
I'm traveling anywhere in the world.
Take the thing.
If I'm world, there's no way I can put on there that I'm an Israelite.
I know.
Right? There's
I know.
nowhere.
I know.
So, you know, I have to keep something.
I get that.
Right, okay.
I get that. And that's how we understand that you're an Israelite, sister. That's why we say, what nation are you from? And when they tell us that if someone came up here, they says, oh, look, these guys, they got the fringes on. They got Bibles in their hand. And we say, what nation are they from? And they say, I'm an Israelite. We're going to be like, okay, he's awake. All right? He's woken up to the truth. So we don't have to go so deep. All right? Or, no, really and truly, we have to go deeper with him. We ain't got to tread on. Right now, we're dealing with you with the light scriptures. These are the entry level, basic understandings of God's, of knowing the level of God. You know, that you go to school, you got nursery, kindergarten, and you got primary, secondary, college, university. You know what I mean? We can go to college with guys. We can go university with guys with the scriptures. Like how we showed you that mountain means people. The hills are bowing down. These are a bit deep for certain people to understand that, right? But you seem like you're very intellectual, that you can understand things that are not that hard to get. You understand? You get the grips of things, right? But some people, they'll be like, what? Mountains bowing down? What does that mean? You get it? Some people are just confounded by the scriptures. But one more piece.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So the God says we're a holy people. Alright?
The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special
The
people.
Most High has chosen thee. You know, like you woke up today, you saw it was about to rain, you chose this jacket. Alright? You saw, you got a couple bags, you got the black one, you got the brown one. The black one, it matches the trousers that you got. You understand? He's chosen us, all these other people. Alright, to be the best, to be the special one. Alright?
Above all people.
Above who?
Above all people.
Oh, they're equal to us.
Above all people.
Some of them are special as well.
Above
all
So
people.
look, we are the chosen special above all people. There's no one equal to us. Alright? And that's why we asked you, we told you the best question you can ask us is, how do you know you're an Israelite? Alright? Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37. Alright, go on.
That are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Alright? He didn't choose us because we was the strongest or the most in the numbers. We didn't have a lot of numbers. Alright? He didn't choose us because of some carnal mind state. He chose us because of our spirituality, the way we keep faith. Because of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because they kept faith. Because of the covenant he's made with Abraham. He chose us for reasons. Alright, that he can't break. He's made rules. He's come and he spoke to Jacob. He says, your name is Prince of Power. He can't break these things. Alright? The treaties, God doesn't break treaties like Edomites. They'll come and, oh yeah, give you a shaking hand and stab you in the back and do all of these things to us. He's not like them. He's not like that. Right? That's why they can't write this Bible. When you read it, he's nothing like these guys. When you read it. He's loving, he's kind to the ones that love him and keep his commandments and laws and statutes. Right, the Israelites, so-called blacks, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and the ones that are spread across the four corners of the globe. Read this, bro.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword.
You know what it is to be astonished? Like, oh, look at these niggas. These damn cute, these damn black guys, these black women. Look how destroyed they look. Alright, we're an astonishment. Alright? A proverb.
And a byword.
A proverb. Look at this nigger. A byword. Look at this golly one. Alright? What's a proverb? Oh, I hate Mondays. They got proverbs about us. You know when they go to the pubs, a so-called black man walks in, an Israelite walks in. Oh, I hate these damn Mondays, man. Don't you? You're like, yeah, you like Mondays? Nah, man. Mondays are the worst days of the week. They got proverbs about us. They say their little cold things. Alright? They got bywords. Alright? Oh, look at this gollywog. This coon, this monkey. Look at this wood and water. Barbados, the bearded fig tree. Look at this bearded fig tree. What do you need them names? Trinidad, Tobago, Puerto Rico, Haitian. It means hell's the place of hell. Let's put the so-called Israelites, so-called blacks, the Israelites, in Hades, the place of hell, to give them hell. See what names they give us? No, I'm a Haitian. I'm the place where hell is. Mad names. Yeah, oh, there's nothing. Well, there's so much riches out of this. So let's just call it the rich port. And you're going around calling yourself the port of riches. Coast of Ivory, Ivory Coast. Oh, I'm just Ivory. I'm where the Ivory's coast. What sort of names are they, you know? Ghana.
They're the names that
Nigeria,
you
nigger.
know the names they are. They're the names that God chosen these people to give us because of
To
the
wake
stuff
up, to wake us up, to know that we're Israelites. Because these are the curses that are on the Israelites.
The story, my next question to you is that you're saying that Israelites take sin Indians. There's nobody, no one, apart from Israelites people, then let me use your terms, apart from Israelites, no one hates Israelites more than Israelites, as far as I can see. Nobody does. Then secondly to that...
Well, there's more in the curses.
Secondly to that is the Asians. Or Indians, as we call them. Indians or Asians, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
They are the next person that hates Israelites. But
All of them hate us.
But you're lumping them.
No, all of them. We don't like Indians. We don't like Elam.
Yeah.
We don't like Elam. We don't like none of them. If God don't like them, we don't like them.
But you just told the Mexican woman and the person, whatever it is.
No,
that
yeah, they're Israelites.
They're Israelites.
They're
Israelite.
Israelites.
But they're Indians.
They're not Indians. Why are they Indians? They
But
fit,
they don't look
they
like-
fit
they don't look like
Mexican. They fit the curses. Mexico. That's a proverb and a byword.
I was saying Puerto Rico.
Because they're natives. They were called what? We just know them as Aztecs or Incans or the Ayans or the Incas. They weren't called that. They never gave themselves that name.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, they were called a
But they
proverb and a
don't look
byword.
anything like us. And well,
It's not about looks. Alright? It's not about looks. It's about the curses.
you're saying that just because their land was raided as well.
Yeah.
and so on
Because
and
they
so
fit
forth,
curses.
because
spiritual.
their land was raided and they got captured. But the whole world got captured.
No.
Except Europe, I think.
No, the whole world hasn't been through this. The American Indians went through the same thing with this. Yeah, the American Indians, the Native Americans, the Mexicans, they went through the same thing as us. They was put on ships. But instead of us coming from the eastern hemisphere to the western hemisphere, they was brought from the western hemisphere onto places like the Philippines, all right, onto
Even
Europe, Portugal, all right. They was brought from here to over there. Have you seen the story of Pocahontas? Well, if you watch the Disney Pocahontas, the kings and the queens, they wanted to see the princess. So they brought her on a ship and brought her to England. All right? But yeah, we're going to show you why, that way we hate each other.
This
Alright?
is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 54. So that the man is tender and delicate, tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
All right, and that's what we get. You know about the JLP versus PNP, the political parties in Jamaica. All right? Eyes evil towards each other, all right, through politics. All right? Now you got in England, you got what? Gang crime, postcode wars, right? You know the grandsons and sons and brothers and put up this postcode, that postcode. It's stupidity. These are big men and they're growing up and they're trying to be gangsters and rude boys and mob bosses and all right? You got in America Bloods and Crips, all right? Same way they got bandana guys over here, green bandanas, you know what I mean? Red bandanas, you know your grandsons, all right? Drill artists, I'm a bad boy, got my pants sagging, smoking weed and what, all right? Go on, bro. Eyes evil towards their brother.
And towards the wife of his bosom.
All right, and towards the wife of his bosom, all right?
And towards the raiment of his children, the raiments of his children, which he shall
The
leave.
remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Not all of them. Now, I mean, he might have a favorite little wife, but he's laid down with all of these women, all right? And he's left them. But he might have stayed around one of them, you know what I mean? But majority of these women he's been laying down with, left them and gone and found the perfect one for him. All right?
Which is never an Israelite woman.
And half of the time.
Never.
But they're Israelite children though, because of his seed. But still.
I don't buy that. No.
What the Bible says.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And
Listen to the Bible. Listen to the Bible. Read the Bible. Read the Bible. Look, for no shadow of a doubt, I do not agree with us dealing with these other women, these other nations. We got to look at the story of Solomon. We got to look at the story of Samson. All right, like we told this sister here, she needs to get out. There's a film about it. All right, get out.
That's right.
Watch the film. Watch the film, innit? You'll get about understanding. There's jungle fever getting on. All right, Wesley Snipes. All right, get out. Because why? We're not for it. So that's showing you, all right? We show that's the proof in the pudding. You can't make this thing up. Yahweh brought it to the plate. That's spiritual. What happened this day? We spoke about it, and it came to fruition. Into fruition. All right. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. All right. So remnant of our children, which we shall leave. All right. Go on, bro.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together in the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
Exactly. So you declare by the house of your father. And we're not trying to atone, we're not trying to say, yo, condone, that's the word I'm looking for. Condone mixed marriages. We're against that. Right? But if the Most High can wink at the ignorance. If they didn't know better at the time, they can repent. That's the whole point we're out here for. We're trying to tell our people to repent. And what do you repent from? Transgressions of God's law. So what do? Do you keep sinning? No. You keep God's law now.
But every Israelite wants to come to Europe. Every Israelite wants to come to Europe. And the only thing that they want to come to Europe for, the 3/4 of them, 99.5% of them,
Benefits.
is to get pitched up with Dinos, or what do you call them, other people.
Edomites
people, really. Especially as for the men.
I told you this, sister. It's for the benefits.
Maybe 50 years time, there won't be no Israelite that looks like you and me. Right? They will all be Edomites.
Well, it's not going to be like that. Because the Most High is coming. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that London is burning. Alright? So yeah, it's not going to be like that. The Most High said, yo, it's long time hold his peace. But and the Israelites, they're never going to look like that. They're never going to end up looking all the way like that. No way. There's too many of us that are gonna just keep God's commandments. You know how many of us there are? We're like Abraham was blessed to his nation to be spread like the sands of the sea, like the stars that are in the heavens. You can't even fathom how many Israelites there are.
3 sons.
Huh?
But you said he had 3 sons.
Noah had 3 sons.
No, yeah, okay. Noah
Jacob had 12 sons, 12 tribes.
Okay, 12. Oh, you're talking about the 12 tribes, okay.
Yeah, the 12 tribes, they're vast. Alright? They're vast. No one can't. Give me Hosea chapter 1 and verse 11. Or verse 10. Alright? Give me
This is Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10.
Isaiah chapter.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea,
Alright,
which cannot be measured.
Which are what?
Which cannot be measured.
Yo, the Israelites will never end up looking like that. You understand? They can't be measured.
Nor numbered.
20,
And it shall come to pass that in that place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the son of the living power.
Right, and these are the ones that went off, man, are the northern kingdom. Alright?
They're the Mexicans.
The Mexicans and that. You would say, these are not our people. But we're gonna say, yo, these are our people. You know what I mean? Because they fit the conditions of our people. No. Right?
So what I've learned today is that the fact that the people who are considered to be Israelites are the people who have been taken from their land
That fit the conditions of the
and
Israelites.
been taken elsewhere and
What are you holding?
persecuted and trampled upon and do all manners of evil. Where were the Indians, the Mexicans, tied up in chains and so on.
Yeah, that was how that did happen. Bring this up.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 22. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale.
All right, there's never, Jacob ain't gonna wax pale like you're saying, you're predicting. Like, they're never gonna wax pale. You know what I mean?
What's wax pale?
Wax pale. They're not gonna have, but it's still, that's a double understanding still. It means they're not gonna be confounded. All right? We're gonna stand up for the truth, and we're not gonna, when we stand up for the truth, we're gonna keep the laws. The laws say don't mix your seed. So we're never gonna be pale looking and mingle amongst the heathens for that long. Because they mingled with the heathens so long, their hair changed. They lack that woolly texture. You understand? These are our people.
Yeah, the
Right.
spirit is.
They're our people. Alright? Look, there we go, look. These are our people. Israelites. Alright? Señorita. Bibliosa, okay? All praises. They know they're Israelites. They got the same vibration as us, sister. Alright? You think the Brazilians that do the capoeira, the reggaeton. It's actually called reggaeton. They make tacos. I don't know, like patties.
Exactly. Yeah.
They make, what was that? What the rotis? What do they do? They do the like rolls. Look, sister, they cook like us. They dance like us. They fight like us. Imagine the man go, Eddie Gordo. Like, whoa.
But in Brazil,
Whoa. Hey, they're
my
strong.
other question
That
is-
capoeira is a hard.
My other question
Dancing.
is, what is your definition?
Do you know what capoeira means? All right, capoeira is the is it called the conjo, the gonjo,
The kung fu thing that
Basically,
comes from Africa.
you see Pele.
Yeah.
Pele's father, he taught his son how to do capoeira.
Yeah.
And that's why he was so strong on the pitch, because he was very fit. Could do backflips.
Yeah.
All right, all them sort of things.
That's
All right.
kind of exercise. thing.
Exercise, yeah. And he was very strong on his feet, all right? And he had a lot of control, because it takes control to do them movements, all right? And that is a war art form that what the Israelites in Brazil, what they was doing is that even in Haitians, they would dance. But as they're dancing, they're doing martial arts, so that when they're looking, when the Edomites, the colonizers, the slave masters are watching, they're not seeing them go boxing. All right, they're not seeing them go hook, 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 hook. They're just seeing them dancing around. So they're just laughing at them. Like, look at these guys, they're gnashing their teeth, and like, look at these guys. They're dancing funny, because you know how they dance. They dance. They dance like that. That's how they dance, isn't it? All right. But when we was dancing like that. So when we come up to the war now, if we never had guns, and we never had, you know what I mean, weaponry, we grab them, flying in the air, seeing us do somersaults and all right, and they were getting mashed up. That's how strong we are. If we train our bodies, we're children of God. We fought angels and won. So if we train our bodies, we are like powers on the earth.
So if we
Psalms 82 and
we train about it, why is it so hard for you to get broad Israelites in? Look how long I've been stood here. Only because I've always had an interest.
Yeah.
And I was kind of so glad to bump into you guys.
all praise.
Talking about the Bible.
Man's
So
going on
that's the only reason why I stood here and took your
Women's going
criticism
as
and
well.
everything. I'm not interested about what you said about me. I'm interested in what the Bible is saying.
Exactly.
What you're
Yes.
saying about the Bible.
Yes.
And then that's the only reason why I'm here. But
All
look,
praises. That's good. That's a good
no
reason.
other Israelites will stop here.
Well, they do stop here. All right? They do stop here, but it's not about the numbers system. But we can speak to the winds. We can give a damn if anyone even comes up. As long as we come up and do the work, all right, we cry to the winds. All right, bring that up.
Psalms 82 and verse 6.
Yeah.
I have said, ye are gods.
So let's not be proud. Let's not think, oh yes, I am the God. I am God. You know what I mean? The Most High said we are gods. All right, the Israelites, meaning we are powerful. Let's not go away with this scripture and be like, grab this one scripture and be like, we are the gods. Yes, obey me. No, no, no. Our righteousness is like filthy rags. Right? We're like worms. From the dust we came, and from the dust we shall return. All right? Go on, bro. I said ye are gods.
I said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes.
Exactly. But why we're going to die like men is because of carnal-minded things, sinful things. All right? But once we gravitate back to the Most High, it says we shall have the tree of the living, the tree of immortality. All right? What else is the holding? All right? Yeah. Let's show the sister. All right? Do you eat? What do you eat dietary laws? Let's show you something. Isaiah. Leviticus.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7.
So now you know you're an Israelite, sister. You need to fear God and keep His commandments, all right? All right? Because these are the conditions of the Israelites. Everything we showed you is a sign to identify who they are, all right?
Leviticus 11 and 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed.
So though he has the attributes of a clean animal, like the goat, like the lamb, all right?
The cud.
What he digests is not for us. We can't eat these things, all right? This is a dietary law by the Most High. He's given you a couple. He's told you about the trousers.
I grew up in what they call a Seventh-day Adventist church, so that's why I'm listening to.
So yeah, so you know about the Sabbath laws, right? Keeping the Sabbath, right? Yeah, so that's a good. The Friday sundown till Saturday sundown is according to the Sabbath, right? All praises, come on, bro.
And he is unclean to you.
All right, that's unclean. All right.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
So we shall not eat this.
And their carcass shall ye not touch.
So
they are unclean to you.
You can't touch this. All right, and these are all the things. It's in beer. All right. Wow, fruit juices. Wow. What? Shampoo, bread. It's in bread. Certain bread. It's in. All right. Ice cream. Wow, it's in bare things.
So which bread you're not
Toothpaste.
Which bread are you not supposed to eat?
It's in your shoes. All right. It's in face masks. All right. Dog treats. The films, corks, yogurt, soap. Wow. Certain paper have bones of pork.
Slakia.
Yeah. Sister, you gotta study this thing. It's saying here the bread, right? Let's go to it. So the sister. Which bread can you not eat? It says protein from pig hair is used to soften dough. Alright? Bake your own bread. Alright? Let's get serious. Alright? Flour. Alright? Water. Mix it. Alright? Put it in the oven. Put some oil in it. That's bread.
That's right.
Alright? It's not hard. Alright? But just a look.
So you answered my question about the birth of Jesus or God or whatever it is then.
Alright, the birth of him. Let's go to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bring that one up.
One more.
About the eating, alright?
Leviticus 11 and 9.
Yeah.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters.
Alright, go on, bro.
Whatsoever have fins and scales
Whatsoever have fins and scales.
in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
So can you eat Irish moss? Can you drink Irish moss?
I think so.
But that comes out of the waters. That comes out of the waters. You can't drink anything that comes out of the waters without fins and scales.
So,
Irish moss don't have fins and scales. It's a fungi. It's like a moss. It grows like a fungus in the waters. It's a moss. A moss is fungus. Like mushrooms. You can't eat mushrooms. It's a fungus. Yeah. A lot of our people, they don't know. They're blinded. This is the light. This is the truth. It's dietary laws. What we're allowed to put in our vessel. Alright? This is how it goes. What we're allowed to wear with our vessels.
So
How
you're
we're
only-
meant to
you're
praise
only
the
allowed
Most
to
High
eat
with our
fish
vessels.
from the sea.
So what fishes in the sea has fins and scales?
Literally all of them except the mackerel,
The starfish have fins
I don't know.
and scales.
I don't know if they have fins.
Yeah, well, starfish don't have fins and scales. The octopus has fins and scales.
No.
But then why did you say
But-
all things? That doesn't make sense.
But octopus is not a fish. I
Does
don't
shark
want
have
to
fins
fish.
and scales?
I don't eat shark. I don't think people
Well, there
eat
you
shark.
go. You can't say all fish. That's
Yeah, but
that's a
shark
lie.
people don't eat shark.
But that's a
Yeah,
lie, though. You
you're
said all things that are in the sea. That's a lie. All right? Not all tuna has fins and scales. Did you know that? There's only 2 types of tuna that has fins and scales, and they come out of like the Philippines and Ghana. All right? There's only certain tuna you can eat. Not all tuna is alright.
So
It's alright.
which kind of
All right. So salmon. All right. There's mackerel, like you said. Certain mackerel as well. Not every mackerel has fins and
mackerel
scales.
mackerel doesn't have any fins.
Certain.
Any
Yeah.
scales.
Fins and scales. Some certain. There's little minute ones. They're there. Yeah. Brim.
Well, I believe the Seventh-day Adventists don't do mackerel.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I believe they don't, if I remember rightly.
They don't do mackerel, but they'll do Irish moss.
Yes, I think they do.
Wow. Well, see what I'm saying? You'll eat fungus, but you won't eat the clean mackerel. Because there's certain mackerel that are clean. So you need to, you know what I mean? Study to show yourself approved. You know, you can't just say go along with what everyone's telling you. Studying is good.
I grew up drinking Irish moss all the time.
Yeah, but you gotta study. That's against God.
So,
If God says that it's okay, it's okay. If He says don't do it, don't do it. And the Seventh-day Adventists, they don't allow women wearing trousers. I know the Seventh-day Adventist churches. I see them. They walk in nice, honourable, humble, modestly apparel. Like you're moving like you don't like the Seventh-day Adventist woman. You are. You're moving like you forgot them.
how would I forget them? If I forgot them, I would be standing up here listening to them.
But do the Seventh-day Adventists wear
They
trousers?
cannot grow up. Yes, they do.
Wow.
They do now. Some people do not.
Or they do it now?
Yeah, a lot of
All right.
people,
Yeah,
it's
let's show
cold.
you why. Revelations.
It's cold and everything. I'm not saying that the
Nah,
real,
that's
the real
no lie.
Seventh-day
That's no
Adventists-
excuse.
The oldest of the Adventists may not be, but the youngest of the Adventists.
Yeah, well,
does
where does the
that.
Most High change?
Right?
Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
Okay.
Who changed the truth and said it's lies?
But no one said that it's a lie.
Yeah, why change?
People are wearing these because of the temperature that they're living in.
That's not. That's
why
did
they're
God say
wearing
to
them.
do that?
Right?
Did God say ever to do that?
So,
No, wait. You're saying to me it's colder because you wear a skirt. If anything, it's going to be more warmer because you got more layers on. You're meant to cover that, your leggings, cover your attire that you've got on. Look, it looks cold wearing them damn leggings, man. Let's be real. It looks cold. And when you're look, you have the ability to wear clothes underneath your skirt. It's for modesty. All right, bring it out.
Revelation
18.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 3. For all nations have drunken the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
All nations have drunken the wine of the fornication.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Fornicating ways.
And the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through her
Right.
through the abundance of her
You
delicacy.
start to get gifts when you start to deal with the ways of Babylon. Right? They start to praise you. Babylon gives you gifts. Go on.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people,
Come out of her.
that
Right.
ye be not partakers in her sin.
That's a sin. We saw a transgression of God's law is a sin.
And that ye receive not of her plague.
So if you join unto her, you're going to receive the same plagues as Babylon.
For her sins have reached unto heaven,
All right?
and power has remembered her iniquity.
All right? The sins have gone straight up to the heavens. The Most High is looking down. He knows all things. You can't hide from the Most High. All right? You can't say, oh, God's not watching me today. Yo, you should have repented. You better repent. Because repentance is what? It's to know the laws and do the laws. Repentance ain't just saying, oh, I'm sorry, then do it again. I'm sorry, then do it again. Repent and change your ways. Put on the new person. Put off the old ways.
This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9.
Because I know you've heard this before. I sound like a pastor, right? But they're not preaching it with truth. They're not telling you at the end of it, keep commandments. They're saying put off the old ways and do of their ways according to their church, to fit their congregation. Commandments of men. We're telling you commandments of God and thus saith and nothing else. We're giving it to you the raw, rugged way it needs to be delivered. Not the smoothie way. Alright? Bring it out, bro.
1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 9. In like manner also, chapter 2 and verse 9.
1 Timothy 2 and 9.
In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Women should adorn themselves. Alright? Because a gift is wrapped up. Alright? A present is wrapped up. Alright? But everyone, an amusement is out there in the open. Everyone can go to the park and have a turn, another swing. That's what men's eyes are like. Alright? It's eye candy. They look it up. Look at the titty them. Look at the dance. Look at the bosom. Look at the body. Alright? Modest apparel. Look. See? But it should be more tight. It's too tight. Alright, keep reading. Women needs to. Why are Israelite women looking like whores, man? That's the question. Go on.
In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
They're walking around like whores because they don't adorn themselves in modest apparel. Oh, it's cold. I want to wear tights. Are you wearing tights in the cold? Make no sense. Look, she's got on some jogging bottoms and she's got a dress on over the jogging bottoms. There's no excuse. That's an extra layer. Don't say, oh, because it's cold, I can't wear a dress. That's a lie. You're making up excuses to fit your own laws, your own commandment, your own heart. Read, bro.
With shamefacedness.
With what?
With shamefacedness.
Your face needs to be more humble. Not so, I'm not keeping the law. Shamefaced, humble. Okay, that's what the God says. I will keep it. I will obey God's laws. There's no shamefacedness in the women. Alright, read.
And sobriety.
And sobriety means stable minds. Old English. Alright, stable minds. Read, bro.
Not with broided hair.
Alright, not with damn braids in the hair.
Or gold, or pearls,
Right.
or costly array.
All them golds and, alright, jewelry, pearls and that.
But it's alright for the Israelite men to
Yes.
wear the gold, but not women.
Yeah, we're not women. This is for women. Where does it say men? It said women. We're talking to women. We love our women. We want them to do what God says. And I think women don't love God then, innit? Because my wife, she's going to listen to God. She loves God. I tell her the Bible, she listens to the Bible. Alright, so it's not our words. Like, I think I didn't buy rings and jewelry for my wife. I've done all them things, man. But I don't buy them for her no more. Because I found out the Bible says don't do that.
I still didn't get the question of Jesus' verse wasn't answered. I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah, alright, yeah, Luke. I mean, the word was sharp for her. She's like, nah, I don't want to hear that. Let's push it over. Let's not talk about women. Alright? We got to talk about women. They're walking around like harlots. And the old women, they're not teaching the young women to be sober and to walk around in modest apparel, man.
You don't need to do that. You're already doing that.
No, the women are meant to Titus chapter 2. No, you hold on. Give me Titus
I
chapter
need to know about the verse.
Yeah, we're going to need to tell you what women need to be doing to the daughters of
I
Israel.
know what religion says women need to do all along.
All right, let's read it,
But
let's
that
read it.
religion doesn't tell us
It's
what
not
men
religion,
need
it's not
to
religion,
do.
it's the Israelites.
This is the book of Titus chapter 2.
Whatever.
Verse 2.
You see what I'm saying? No shame face in the woman.
Verse 3.
Yeah? Oh, it's Israelites, whatever.
This is the book of Titus chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine,
All right.
teaches a good thing.
Do what?
Teaches a good
It's a
thing.
good thing to teach the Bible that women should wear modest apparel.
That they
It's not
made-
a bad thing.
That,
Where do they get that we're saying anything negative? That's a righteous thing to say righteousness. So,
that they may teach the young women.
that they may what?
That they may teach the young women to be sober.
To be sober.
To love their husband. To love their husband.
Exactly.
To
Go on.
love their children.
To love their children.
To be discreet.
To be discreet.
Chase.
Chase.
Keepers at home.
Keepers at home. Not
Good.
about everywhere gallivanting. Alright?
Good. Obedient to their own
Fire upon
husband.
sodomites, man. Alright? Fuck are these sodomites getting on?
That's the world we're living in.
And then what we're gonna do? Go around like this, and then what? We're teaching our women to wear dresses, and then the damn men are wearing dresses better than the women out here, man. What's going on? Well, that's not better. That's not a good way to wear a dress, man. You know what I'm saying? Some men out here that are literally wearing dresses, like the damn Islamic people, man. They wear damn dresses, man. Modest ones as well.
Yeah.
You understand? The feminists. That's what women should be wearing, man. Alright? It's against God when men wearing dresses like that. It's an abomination. Alright? Alright? Yeah. Teaching them good things, right? To be discreet, keepers at home, obedient.
Obedient to their own husband.
Alright?
That the word of God be not blasphemed.
Because it's written in Deuteronomy, alright, how we must teach the children when we wake up, when they go to sleep. You're blaspheming the word if you don't teach your children the word of God. Alright? Give me that. Let's read the Luke first, alright? You're going to teach the young women to be sober and love their husbands.
You know about the verse of Jesus?
Are you going to teach the you elderly women, it says, are you going to teach the young women to be sober and love their husbands and care about the laws?
These young, whether they call themselves Israelites or not, women, I couldn't go up to approach any one of them and say anything to them. They will curse me from here to here. They'll curse me more than you will
Bless
curse
you, see
me.
that curses you.
You know. So,
Bless see that. Bless
God.
bless is the man
right?
that is
They'll curse me more than you are cursing me. So I'm not
sister,
here
look.
for people to curse.
Sister, look.
I just need to hear the question.
Look.
I just want to
Blood's on your hands.
questions
Blood's on your hands.
answered.
Blood's on your hands.
That you know, I've got an interest in your talk, so I want to hear the question answered about the verse.
All right, yeah, Luke 2 and 8.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 2 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid.
Yeah, hold it on that. So yeah, the angels of the flock, all right, the night time. You know at night time it's cold, right? All right, the angels of the flock, they come out. They came out in winter time, in springtime. All right, that's when the shepherds came out of the flock, and this is a tradition that farmers understand, that shepherds understand. All right, in Israel, the winters are too cold. I understand the winters are too cold for sheep and shepherds to be out at night
Israel
time.
is considered to be Africa.
Israel is the horn of Africa. But
How is it cold in Africa?
no, but there is Israel. Yeah, they have winters. They have winters. They have all the seasons. Yeah, they do.
I'm hearing of this news.
Yeah.
Word checker.
No, that's it on that. All right. So yeah, the Messiah was born in spring. All right. The understanding we have is that he was born. Could have been possibly March. All right, Passover. All right, because remember the Israelites, they always have to go to Jerusalem for Passover, because these were Nazarites. He's a Nazarite, right? The Messiah.
So these people celebrate Christmas.
Give me John.
A birth of God in the 25th of December.
That's paganism.
That's winter, that's not spring.
Yeah, that's paganism. Give me, hold on, come, give me John. Yeah,
Boom.
1. Alright. 20 this one. From Nazareth. He's a Nazareth, isn't it? 45.
This is the book of John, chapter 1 and verse 45. Philip findeth Nathanael and said unto him, we have found him to whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Yahushua of Nazareth.
Of who?
Of Nazareth.
No, he's a Nazarite.
Son of Joseph.
Joseph. Alright? He's the son of Joseph. He's not the son of no damn angels. Angels never came down and had made love with Mary. That's a false doctrine. Alright? He comes from Joseph. And Joseph and Mary, they went to Bethlehem. Alright? And in Bethlehem, they had the Messiah. Alright? But they are Nazarites. The reason why they travel to Bethlehem to go towards Jerusalem, alright, is this reason here. Go to Exodus. Alright, go to verse 20, Exodus 23 and verse 14.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 14. 3 times thou shalt keep the feast unto me in the year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee in the time appointed of the month Abib. For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty.
Alright, yeah, keep going.
And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labours, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labours out of the field.
Alright, so we keep the feast of unleavened bread, Passover. Alright, do you know about Passover? Do you know how to keep that? Do you know when it is? Alright, that's why we're discontinued from our heritage. Our heritage as being the Israelites, being the Christians keep Passover. Alright, Paul had to go back to Jerusalem every time for the Passover. Alright, Pentecost. Alright, the tabernacles, the gatherings, the tabernacles, all of these feasts were kept in Israel 3 times a year. Paul always came back to Israel. When he done his mission, he came back to Israel. Alright? All of us have to go, and that's why the Nazarites, they went, everyone of Israel would pick up and they would keep like, you know, like you got Sunfest. What was it in Jamaica? Soundfest or some.
Yeah, I get Sunfest.
Sunfest. No, everyone, all of Jamaica get up and we all go party in this place here. You know, I got Kingston also. Alright?
No, Moby.
Moby. You know what I mean? People you never see in your whole life. They come to this one specific day to come and party and do stupidness. I see these guys standing up and singing and shouting. Bro, we don't do that. We keep the Most High's feast day. 1 time, 3 times, 3 feast days of the year. Alright, in Jerusalem. Alright? They go to Bethlehem. That's the reason why they picked up themselves from Nazareth, and went to Bethlehem. Because they kept a feast day. So that is how we got 2 verses to analyze why they picked themselves up from Nazareth. Why didn't Mary just have it in Nazareth? Why did she have to go to Bethlehem? Pregnant or not, get up. Joseph's like, get up, we're getting Bethlehem.
So what about the story about Herod wanting to kill the baby Jesus? What's all that about?
Alright, we'll show you another one. Alright, Herod, yeah, they tried to kill the baby Messiah. That's true, that's the truth. Yahushua, they tried to kill Herod, yeah. What's done in the old, done in the new. They tried to kill Moses the same way. You know what I mean? They tried to kill all the people, all the children.
And these Nazarene people you mentioned to me about being Jacob and Joseph and Mary, Did you just say Joseph and Mary are Nazarenes?
They're Nazarenes. They had locks on their heads. They didn't touch pork. They didn't drink wine. There's a law of the Nazarites in Numbers.
So they're Nazarenes. Where does the Nazarene people come from? You say that they Israelites.
Numbers chapter 6.
You say that the Israelites come from Jacob. Where does the Nazarenes come from?
Israelites. Nazarenes come. Anyone that's an Israelite can be a Nazarite. Bring it up.
From what?
Yeah. 6.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 6, and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when I
Speak unto who?
Speak unto the children of Israel.
All right.
and say unto them, when either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite,
So this is the vow of a Nazarite, all right? The Israelites can be Nazarites.
to separate themselves unto the Lord, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink,
Exactly.
and shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink, neither shall
Alright, so
he...
you can't be drinking wine as a Nazarite. Samson, right? Couldn't drink the wine, right? Alright, so even the locks of his head. Go jump to verse 5.
Verse 4. At all the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels even to the husk.
Alright, verse 5.
Verse 5. All the days of the vow of his separation there shall no razor come upon his head until the days be fulfilled in which he separated himself unto the Lord. Verse 6. All the days that he separate himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body.
So you can't touch the dead body, alright? You can't touch, you can't cut your hair, alright? You gotta have your for a separation for a certain time, alright? And you can't drink the wine, alright? And then Yahweh Shai says that himself. He says, drink wine. They said it around the table, drink with us. He says, yo, I'm not drinking yet. I'm not drinking until I come back and slay the heathens. That's when I'm gonna have my glorious drink. That's what Yahweh Shai says. Alright? So he knows he's a Nazarite because he kept the vibrations of the Nazarite by not drinking the wine. Alright? So yeah, Joseph, Mary, Yahweh Shai, they come from the town of Nazareth where the Nazarites keep the vow. Alright? Show you one more. That a shadow of a doubt that the Messiah was born around Passover. I don't know specific dates. We don't do things according to dates. Alright? Because we don't do it like how... No, we don't go by, yo, what's your birthday? We don't have a date. Like Israelites, we know that today is the third, what is it, the first week of the 8th month. And we're at the end. We're at the end of the first week, isn't it? Last week we had.
You're in the third week of the
We're at the end of the first
week.
Yeah, we're on
the
the
first week of the 8th month.
No. Tonight at sundown will be the second week of the 8th month. Remember, we're in the last day of the week. Alright? So that's how we do it. We don't do it like we need to know a specific date. Alright? We ain't got times where
You don't have no specific.
We ain't got
date,
no
I can
specific-
understand, no specific year.
No.
Right? No year, no date.
No, we got
Your story is great and big and mighty full as this.
no, we don't need dates and times. No, we don't. Yeah, they changed the laws and the dates and the times. All we know is that, look, there's 360 days in a year. Alright? 360 is a complete circle. Alright? So we know by the degrees.
The Julian or whatever calendar made that out to be. That wasn't what.
No, there's 360 days in a year. Alright? Because there's 30 days in a month. Alright? And then there's 12 months in a year. So 3, alright? It's easy maths. 3 times 12 is 36. So 30 times 12 is 360. Alright? And look, we got a lot of precepts to back it up. Alright? We got Noah, He was in the ark for 150 days.